Hello and welcome to the Merryweather Knitting Podcast. My name is Gabriella and I'm coming to you from my home in Germany, where I'm so excited to chat with you about knitting and making, all that I've just been up to in my kind of fiber arts creative life the last couple of weeks. I have a delicious cup of rooibos cacao vanilla tea, which is a new to me kind of tea, and I'm really excited to just sip it with you today. So I hope you get something warm to drink, maybe a project to work on, and that you just sit and join me for a little while. I finished a pair of socks just a couple of days ago, and I feel so satisfied. So I think I'll just start by sharing that finished object with you. I shared last couple of episodes, I think, about this project. This is a very special project because it's a project for the Aktion Grüne Socke here in Germany, which is translated Action Green Socks. Okay, it's a direct translation. Sometimes translation doesn't work that way very well, but it's basically a charity that collects green hand-knit socks, so hand-knit socks that are in green, knit with green yarn, and they distribute them in hospitals where women are undergoing chemotherapy for cervical cancer and ovarian cancer, different kinds of cancers, just kind of as an encouragement to keep their feet warm, as often during chemotherapy your extremities can get kind of chilly. And so I just thought, when I read about it or heard about it for the first time, I thought it was such a wonderful idea and such a lovely kind of just a concept to hand knit socks to give to women in that position. I know how much it would mean to me to get a pair of hand knit socks. I think it would be really encouraging. So I was really excited to knit a pair of green socks of my own to send in to the Aktion Grüne Socke, and I finished them, which I feel very happy about. They're just very simple vanilla socks. I knit them up in this yarn. This yarn, I have the ball band somewhere around here. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. It's the Innovation brand, Strumpf und Sportwolle, so it's just sock and sport wool, so it's kind of like for pullovers or sweaters, jumpers, and also socks. And it's just a very simple, basic sock yarn, 75% wool, 25% polyamide, standard sock yarn. This brand, Innovations, I think is just like a pretty common brand that you find here in Germany, everywhere and anywhere. One thing I've noticed compared to the States is that here sock knitting is pretty common. A lot of people knit socks. A lot of older ladies knit socks. A lot of people like to knit socks, and so you can find sock yarn at a lot of grocery stores, corner shops. There's often just a little kind of wool and yarn section, and mostly it is sock yarn, and often this kind of sock yarn, kind of like variegated, colorful, different sock yarn, which is really wonderful as a knitter. In the States where I lived, I had never seen something like that so easily accessible just anywhere you go, and I think it's fun to be able to just go into a hardware store, or a hardware store is funny, but I was recently at a hardware store and they had a little yarn section, and just be able to get yarn. Innovations, Innovation is one of the brands that I see often. You often also see Regia, which I think a lot of people are familiar with, and a couple of other different ones, but Opal is another one. But I really like this yarn, and I think one thing about it's just a standard German sock yarn, but I think it's a very nice feel. Often these German sock yarns that you get just anywhere at any shop are a very nice, simple, robust, superwash sock yarn, very practical, hard-wearing, and it's really nice to knit with. Not like something really special or super soft necessarily, but wearable, warm, cozy, and perfect for gifting to anyone, even people who maybe aren't familiar with how to wash wool and things like that, because the superwash will keep it, in the washing machine. It'll keep it stable, and it's just wonderful. So I'm really happy with it, and I loved the process of knitting it. It was fun just to think and pray for whoever these socks end up going to. I hope that she just feels the love that I just knit into them, because I really did knit them with so much love. And it was so funny because as I knit these, along the way, my daughter Esmeralda, who's 3.5, she would ask me, who are those for, Mama? Because we often, if I knit socks or if I knit anything, she always wants to know what it's for, whose it is, if it's for me, if it's for her, if it's for a family member or a friend. Mostly it's for someone in our immediate family, but she asked, I said, yeah, I don't know who they're for. I'm going to send them to someone. And so she was like, they're socks for a stranger. And she was really taken by the idea that they were socks for a stranger and would often say, Mama, are those socks for a stranger? With a bit of concern, because, I think maybe we've talked about, don't talk to strangers, or I don't really know exactly, because it's not like we've had huge conversations about like strangers. She's very little. She's always with us. But she had this kind of like suspicion about it, like it's for a stranger, as if a stranger would be something bad or something like frightening. And so it's really cute. And I was like, just a nice lady is going to get these socks. She couldn't really wrap her mind around it, which was very, very sweet. And she would often bring it up when she saw me working on these socks. But yeah, anyway, now they're finished and she is at peace with it. And with the idea that it goes to a stranger, I don't want to like make it seem like she's scared or something. But it was just so cute and funny as she like would always ask that question as I knit them. But yeah, I really loved the process. It was fun, just a simple knit. Sock knitting is something that I really enjoy doing while I'm out and about, whether I'm taking the girls like to the park and I just sit and knit a few rounds, or if we have like a car ride. I love to knit socks in the car, or just kind of like as a mindless knitting project. Or sometimes if I'm really tired, I just don't have much energy for anything else, I'll pick up a sock that I'm working on and I will be thankful for that simple stockinette in those moments. But I don't think I could just knit socks. It would be just too bland for me. I like to have a little bit of excitement in my knitting, and so socks are fun, but I couldn't just knit them. And of course you can get exciting socks. I'm not counting that. I mean like vanilla socks. I could knit like only socks if a couple of the socks were, had an interesting pattern or some lace or some cables or some color work or something like that. Or unique construction, because I also very rarely venture outside of my comfort zone when it comes to vanilla socks. In terms of like, I always knit them cuff down. I always knit a heel flap and gusset. Sometimes I'll do an afterthought heel every now and then, but rarely. And I actually do want to experiment with other heel constructions. I've seen some gorgeous heel constructions and would love to experiment with them. So yeah, those are my little vanilla socks, green socks for the Aktion Grüne Socke. I knit them in I knit a size about 38, 39 women's European. I know because I measured my foot, which is a 38, and I did them a tiny bit bigger than my foot. I think that that's a pretty average size. I don't know. I'm hoping that it will find the right person's foot to fit, and I'm sure it will. And the cuff isn't very, very long. I did a long enough cuff that it would fit outside, like it would fit comfortably in like a pair of boots, like my kind of boots, but not super high. So it's wearable. Also, if you are like having to get your shoes on kind of thing, I find that sometimes super high cuffs are not super wearable unless you want the cuff to show. And so I tried to think of a pretty neutral cuff, and that was what I chose. But yeah, that's my finished object. I'm so happy to have them done. It was so satisfying to finish them. And I am just excited to send them off in the mail. That's going to be so wonderful. So the next little finished object I have to share with you is a project which I'm really excited about sharing. I shared last time my little Lucy's bonnet, the bonnet I knit for Esmeralda's little doll, Lucy. And that was kind of a mock-up, kind of a test run for a bonnet that I wanted to knit for my girls, and I'm designing myself. And it's still in process, but I finished the first one, knit using this Jameson & Smith chunky yarn that I had leftovers of. I still have leftovers of, so yeah, I have plans for that, but I'm probably not going to finish that project for a long time, and I'm really appreciative. Thank you so much to those of you. A couple of podcasts ago, I asked for advice on what to do with this like sweater piece that I had, and I got so many amazing ideas, and I think I know what I'm going to do, but I don't know if I have enough yarn, so yeah, I will share that as I do it. But thank you for those of you who gave me ideas. It was like so inspiring and so helpful. But okay, this is the bonnet that I knit up. And I knit it out of this yarn also kind of just as a test. I want to get some other chunky yarn to knit this pattern out of, because although I love this yarn, it is a little bit rough for the head and face of a soft baby. I knit this up from Vivian, who's a year old, and she does not like wearing it at all. She resists it. She does not like it. Now, she isn't a big hat wearing baby. I feel like some babies don't mind hats and others just rip them right off. And Esmeralda, my older daughter, she never minded. She always loved wearing her hats, her bonnets, and I loved putting them on her. It was so fun. She looked so cute, and she always was so warm. But Vivian is just not that way. She's not into it. She's just does not want to wear them. She'll pull them off, and she will fuss. In general, I feel like if I have a soft yarn or maybe a different one, she might change her mind, but this one's really rough, so I think that might be part of it. I don't know. But she's like I said, it's just in general, she's not that big into wearing hats, so yeah. I don't know if it's the hat or the yarn. I don't know. I'm still gonna knit her another one probably, but I love how it looks on her. It's so, so cute. And I loved knitting this pattern. I loved everything about it. I still have a little bit to work out on the back of the head of the bonnet, but I just love it. Okay, so now let's talk about it itself. Sorry about the unwoven in ends still. I'm not gonna do it until I feel like I know she's gonna wear it. I mean, maybe not, I don't know. I probably will weave them in and then just block it maybe and condition it and then try putting it on her. I've also thought of that. Have you tried conditioning woolly wool or wool that's a little bit scratchy? I would love to hear if you have, or if you have any experience with that, because I've read and heard that it can make it a little softer if it's a little scratchy, and I want to try it out. So let me know if you've tried it. I think I'm definitely going to try it with this one just because I don't know if there's much to lose. But okay, so this here is the pattern, which I don't know what I'm going to call it. I had the amazing suggestion of calling it Lucy's bonnet because it was originally Lucy's little doll hat, and I think it's so cute. I think that's such a cute name. Esmeralda thinks that this looks like little berries, so I thought of calling it the berry bonnet or the blueberry bonnet, something like that. I think, yeah, there are all kinds of possibilities, but it's basically just a simple little chunky knit bonnet with a cute curly edge, kind of like picot, just a very cute kind of adorable curly, yeah, curly isn't the right word. What would the word be? Like frilly little frame around the face, and then lots of lace and little baubles, which are little berries, all over the lace pattern. So it's kind of a lace pattern which has just little baubles all throughout. And of course, if you were knitting this, you could omit some of the baubles or all of the baubles if you're not a bauble fan, and it would still be a gorgeous lace pattern, just a simple lace pattern. But I just love the way it looks with these little berries and the lace and this frilly cuff, especially with the chunky yarn. I think it's so cute. It's just so adorable. And Vivian, the moment before she pulls it off, I always just like want to take a picture of her because she's so cute, and she's just grumpy with it on because she really isn't a fan. But Esmeralda tried it on and she looked adorable too, but it's a little small for her. So I want to knit one in her size because she's so excited about this little bonnet. She loves how it looks. And I just think bonnets are so practical too because they keep little ones' ears warm and they stay on. They don't like go flying off like a hat. So they're actually just such practical pieces and they just look adorable. And I'm very into like anything Victoriana mixed with a little bit of like whimsy with the bulkier, chunkier yarn. It's just so cute. But I still have a couple of kinks to work out with this pattern and knit up another version or two. And then maybe I will share it if you're interested in seeing it. I don't know if it's just my thing, if it's just my like kind of aesthetic that I just think this is so cute, but I just think it's so cute. It's just adorable. I mean, does it get any cuter than a frilly bonnet? I don't think so. I think it's just dreamy. So yeah, that's my other little finished object. And that was such a fun knit. And also like bonnets and hats, if you haven't worked them up for a while, you forget how quickly they just fly off the needles, especially in a heavier weight yarn. It's so satisfying and so much fun to knit. Little accessories every now and then. I always feel that way when I finish one. And yeah, this bonnet was one of those moments where I was like, I need to knit more of these. I need to knit so many of these because they're just so fun and so cute. So those were 2 very satisfying projects to have finished recently. And now, okay, after finishing those and throughout my knitting journey with those projects, I have been working on a new pattern of my own as well, which is a shawl. I shared this last time. It's in this gorgeous, what is it called? Harriet yarn by Juniper Moon Farms. I feel like I always mess up the name a tiny bit, but it's this gorgeous 100% baby alpaca yarn for this shawl. And I just have to show you the color because I just love the color. It's so beautiful. It's a very simple shawl compared to my last shawl design, and it's just a very, very nice, simple shawl. But the part that I'm at now is kind of where it gets a little bit more complicated, and I'm trying to figure out something with the pattern. I feel like it's so weird and elusive, but I've just gotten a little discouraged working on it. I put it aside again, just because, not discouraged, it's just, I don't want to force it out because I really love the yarn. I love knitting this shawl, and I want every stitch to just be fun and just to be joyful. So I'm kind of putting it aside until the inspiration just strikes again and I get, that's how I'm going to do this next part. Because I think it's a pretty simple solution. It just hasn't come to me. So I'm waiting for it to come to me. And I felt like I was in a bit of a slump. I finished the socks, I did my thing, and I was like, okay, what am I going to do? I need some knitting. I need something on the needles. And just in time, I received the most incredible gift in the mail. So a couple of videos ago, or a while ago, I shared that I have always been a very, very big fan of Tiny Owl Knits. Tiny Owl Knits is, what is her name? I want to make sure I'm saying it right. It's Stephanie Dawson, or Dawson. She is a knitter and a designer who was, I think, my very first the very first designer that I really followed and was a big fan of in my knitting life. Way back in 2013 or something, I discovered her. And I just loved her gorgeous, whimsical, charming designs and her persona and her personality and her just who she was. And I just really enjoyed her designs. And sharing that, my lovely knitting friend Bata, who we've been friends now through Instagram and this knitting world for a couple of years now, she wrote me and told me that she had a copy of Woodland Knits by Stephanie Dawson, and she asked if I would like it because she's not using it and kind of isn't interested in the patterns right now. And I was just blown away by that generous offer because I have always wanted to get my hands on this book, and I never have, and I was just so honored and humbled by the fact that she would want to send it to me. So I was like, okay, wow, thank you so much. And then she sent me a little package, and it just came just about a week ago. And she didn't just send me that book, she sent me more, and I feel like it's just crazy. Beata, I have no words. I wanted to share with you what she sent me because it was just so much fun, and I'm so excited and was so inspired by what she sent me, and it really sparked kind of inspiration that I needed as I was feeling in a bit of a slump with my little shawl design. So first thing she sent me was, of course, this gorgeous, gorgeous book by Stephanie Dawson, a Tiny Owl Knits collection by Stephanie Dawson, Woodland Knits, over 20 enchanting patterns. This book is just so cute and it's so beautiful. This is the first thing that I had mentioned that I knew she was going to send me, and I was just so excited about. And immediately I cast something on, which I'll show you. But she also sent me this book called Knitted Toy Tales, Irresistible Characters for All Ages by Laura Long. This adorable, adorable toy stuffed animal knitting book, which is just so cute. And I opened this book, the package up, and I was just so thrilled and so excited. And yeah, Esmeralda immediately started flipping through this too and telling me all the things that I should knit her from this book. She was like, there's so many cute things, pretty much everything she would love, but she was just so excited about the little piggies and the little bears. There's a little bear family, stuffed teddy bear family, and there's this, of course, this frog and this little girl princess, and it's just so cute. So thank you so much, Beata, and I'm so excited to just knit a couple of things from this. And then the last thing she sent me is just crazy amazing. and she sent me a yarn advent calendar, an advent. So she sent me the most beautifully wrapped 24 little yarns, all wrapped up. I don't know how they look. They're just the little packages for each day of Advent. And this was like, for me, this is why I say it, I'm almost like speechless, although you hear me talking still, because I've never received something like that. I've always looked with just amazement and awe at yarn advents, but never had one of my own. And now I have one of my own, and not only do I have my own yarn advent, but it was just made with so much love by my friend Bata, and so I'm just so excited, and it's so thrilling. And she said to me, the hardest thing about it is waiting till December 1st, and she's very right. I still have not, I'm gonna wait until we decorate for Christmas, which we're gonna do in a week or so, and then I'm gonna display it, but I still have it packed in the bag. It's a translucent bag. I'm gonna show it to you once I have it displayed very beautifully, but it's true. I'm I want to see what's in each little bag. I want to open the little wrapping and look inside. Of course, I would never. I'm so excited about each day opening a little package. But yeah, it's just so exciting and so incredibly special, and made all the more special because it was just made with love. So yeah, that was a really fun acquisition of sorts, gift that I received. Yeah, and I can't wait to share with you as I go. But like I said, I immediately started looking through this as well and thinking, oh my goodness, what am I going to knit first? There are so many cute patterns here, so many beautiful things that I actually want for myself, but also things to gift. I think that there are really special gifts. I mean, there are these classic little mitts that Stephanie Dawson designed. She has different kinds. There are fairy wings in here. There are hoods and sweaters. But the thing that I saw that I just knew right away I wanted to make ASAP was this adorable design. This is called Mr. Fox Stole My Heart, and it's a little fox stole, and it's a mini fox collar too, or a fox collar depending on which one. There's two sizes, so you can knit a kind of a stole, a bigger stole scarf, or you can knit a little kind of collar. And I just thought it was so cute. I just look so adorable, right? Look at that cute little guy. And then there's a different one. You can see a different color way. I'm just trying not to show you the pattern, but I knew I wanted to cast this on for Esmeralda, my 3.5-year-old, because I think having a little extra warm layer would be wonderful. And how sweet if it has a little fox head, a little fox as a scarf. I mean, does it get any cuter than that? I don't think so. Just so adorable. So I cast that on, and I will show you. I mean, there's not much to show yet. The construction is really simple and intuitive and allows for some downtime. Right now I'm just in a stockinette portion. I just cast on. I'm knitting the main part of the body of the scarf / fox, and it's going to be a little pink Arctic fox. Pink Arctic fox basically just means pink and white. But I had this yarn which my mother-in-law just passed down to me. She said she's not going to use it, and so I decided this would be the perfect yarn for something for Esmeralda. There's 50 grams of pink and 50 grams of white. This is by Allison and May. I don't know, I'm not familiar with Allison and May. Maybe you know where you can find that. It's called Wool Softy Merino. It's 100% wool, and just very simple, beautiful woolly yarn. I think it's been sitting for a while because it has, there were some moths that got into it at some point, which is no big deal, but I just have to keep attaching yarn because I think the little moths ate through some of the yarn, and so I have to it keeps breaking or being really thin or having been broken off. But I think that's fine. It's fine if it's a little awkward, as far as the gauge goes, it's no big deal. There are little bumps here and there from the knots. It doesn't really work for spit splicing. I tried that, and so yeah, I'm just kind of going with it. But it's really, really lovely. It's working well, and it'll be perfect for her little scarf. And I think it'll be nice wearing on her too. It's not overly soft, but maybe I'll try conditioning this too, if the conditioning thing works. And yeah, I'm just so excited to have a little scarf for her. And I'm knitting the smaller size, the little collar, and I will see how long I make the little scarf, just because I think, it's designed for an adult. I don't think it's designed for children necessarily, but we'll see. I'm gonna see how long I need to make it in order to make it comfortable for her around her neck, and not too long, not too short. It should fit nicely around the neck, but you also have the option of adding in little magnets or something like that as well. I don't think that I'll need to do that. I think I'll be able to make it and just nicely tuck it in, but it's an option, and it's just so much fun to knit this. I love it. Right now, like I said, I'm at the stockinette section, just knitting, and I'm really enjoying it. I haven't knit stockinette in the flat in a while, and I really like knitting stockinette in the flat. I love purling. Like, I don't know what it is. I just really enjoy purling, knitting. It's to me so meditative and relaxing, rather than just stockinette in the round, which is just knit. I love that different movement of a purl. So I know not everyone's a big fan of knitting purls or purling, but I've been having a lot of fun with it. So yeah, I'm so excited to share with you as that gets finished. And oh my word, there's so many other gorgeous patterns in here that I want to show. Here's another view of the smaller size of the little fox collar. I don't know if you can see it well, but yeah, there it is. It's just so cute. It's just so adorable. It's like the kind of like a hybrid between like a stuffed animal and a wearable thing, like an accessory. And I just love that idea. I've never seen something like that before, and I think that's very characteristic of this designer, Stephanie Dawson's kind of work and her designs, is that they're just so like cute and fun and playful, and yeah, like just theatrical almost as well, which is so cute. So yeah, that's what I'm really excited about right now and what I'm just enjoying working on. I still have other projects that are in my knitting basket that are just kind of sitting there for a moment. My bifurca vest I haven't returned to yet. I'm still kind of figuring out what I'm going to do with the yarn with that. I have a couple of ideas and solutions, but yeah, we'll see. I also have other things I want to make. So many things I want to make right now. So many knitting projects I kind of am dreaming about, which I feel like I can't quite get into knitting yet or casting on yet. But yeah, I'm trying to enjoy the last couple of weeks before kind of our pre-Christmas Advent time begins, because I have some Christmas projects that I want to work specifically in that time. And yeah, we'll see. I'll share it with you as that comes, of course. But anyway, I think I'll let you go. It's a pretty short episode today, but my little ones are under the weather and Vivian's sleeping. And while she's still asleep, I want to try to do some laundry and do some things. She's not been feeling well at all, which is so sad. It's always so sad. I feel like this fall has just been like that for us. But yeah, I thought I'd just check in with you, and I hope I'll be able to check in again before too long. Please, please, please share with me what you're working on, what you're making, what you're inspired by in your kind of crafting, creative life, in your knitting. I would love to hear about it. It's always so inspiring to get ideas and kind of hear what you're working with and what patterns you're knitting up, if you're designing things, if you have a yarn that you're enjoying. Just please share with me. I just love that. You can, of course, find me on Instagram and merryweatherliving.com as well. If you enjoy watching, please subscribe. And yeah, I rarely say that, but of course, it's wonderful if you want to join me and watch my videos. You can, of course, subscribe and select the bell to be notified if I upload at any point. Other than that, I wish you a wonderful, wonderful week, and I can't wait to see you again soon for more knitting chat. Take care. Bye.